Holy crow, I don't know where time goes. It's seriously, it's like my mother used to say, it goes faster as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's crazy. But anyway, we were just admiring how we look pretty good today.
Good for you. I'm going to give dibs to you in that hair. Damn.
I got a new product. I'll have to share it with everybody. But
Mm.
anyway, let's talk money. Money, money, money. I love the topic, as you all know. And this is something that comes up all the time in my groups, in my one-on-one. When do I hire? How do I hire? That is hiring really going to make me more money? But I'm afraid. What if I end up having to fire somebody? What if I don't have enough work for them? What if? And what if you actually make more money by hiring the right person?
All the things. All the things.
All the things. So tell us, Megan, where do you think people should start when they're trying to figure out, am I ready to hire somebody?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, like, first of all, there's a few criteria that you should have in place before you consider hiring. And one is, like, do I have a validated offer? Right? Do I have revenue that's coming in? And like, this is different for somebody who's doing a startup that has an idea with funding versus somebody who's going it alone. Like, they're two completely different business models here. So I'm going to speak specifically, and I think you are too. We're going to speak specifically to the people who are starting up like their own little business. They're not doing a startup with a bunch of funding and all of that stuff coming in, right?
Right.
So,
no, they have $300 in the bank and they just starting their business, or they've been in business. I'll be honest, it could be, and most of the people who come to me, they've been in business anywhere from 3 to 15 years, and they're still not making any money. And they're like, I think I need to hire someone, but I'm not making enough money. This just happened yesterday to one of my new Profit Insider clients. She's like, I want to hire. I'm going to hire. I'm like, wait, whoa, slow down. Because I don't even know yet if you have enough money to hire someone. And I think it starts with, let's look at your pricing and how profitable each job is to see if there's enough cushion to do that. Or do we need to raise your prices first and then bring on the assistant? Or do we bring on the assistant first and then raise your prices? Like this, there's a lot that goes into this. This is not just like hire.
Yeah. And the second side of that is like, maybe you don't have a validated offer. And if you have like bucket loads of cash that you can burn through to hire people to help you get a validated offer, that's a different story as well. Right?
Yes.
So if you're sitting on funds that you're like, no, I want to grow my business fast, and I'm willing to pay buckets of money to do it, that's also another scenario. Right?
Yes.
So validated offer. And what is your runway of cash?
What is your runway of cash? Or can you see how bringing this person on will quickly change your runway of cash? Right?
Yes.
I'm a leap before I figure things out kind of person. I am. It's just the way I am. I'm made that way. I'm a gambler in a sense. I'm a risk taker, and I'm going to bring on people that I know are going to help me make more money. When I first started my business, I was like, shit, can I afford this? You know what? I'm going to figure it out after I hire them.
Well, even to that point, though, even if you're figuring it out after you hire, like you have a backup plan for if it doesn't go well, you're still going to be able to compensate for them for their time. You're in a situation where you're not going to leave anybody hanging because it didn't work out.
Correct. I mean, I'm not going to not pay.
Credit card or something. You have a way to make sure they're being compensated and nobody's going to get screwed.
Yes, and that is a really good point. You are not looking to not be able to pay somebody and say, wait until we're making money and then I'll pay you. No, you have to be able to, you have to have a way of paying them, even if you are taking a risk and a leap of faith initially.
Yeah. And that goes back to validation, right? Like if you know you have something that sells that you can go out and get money for, you have a validated product. And even if you can't pay somebody tomorrow with your bank account, you can pay them next week with a credit card or a sale that you know is coming in, something like that.
Right. So if they're hiring in order to make more money, you almost, I have so much to say about this, I can't even speak. It's like every person you hire, you can say, okay, if I hire, I'm just going to give an example. If I hire a bookkeeper, so I no longer have to do my bookkeeping, that's going to allow me to market myself to get more clients. So having a bookkeeper is going to make me more money because I'm going to use the time wisely. I'm not hiring a bookkeeper so I don't have to do my bookkeeping so I can lay in bed and not do anything. I'm trading that person's salary, their hourly rate, for me actively marketing, making connections, networking, writing a blog, doing my Pinterest, doing my Instagram, whatever it is. I'm trading the time I'm paying that person for time that's going to bring me more money.
Yes. So when we're talking about hiring people in order to make more money, there's two things that come into account. And one of them is often ignored. One of them is like, how much is it going to cost? And the other is like, when? When is the benefit going to be reaped from hiring this person? And like, what are they going to free up in my timeline of stuff that is backed up, all of these things that I have to do that they're going to be able to pull out so we can accelerate the cash in, right? Like if people don't look at money on a timeline, they don't. They look at it as like, oh, if I do this thing, I'll have $10,000. But when? And then when that $10,000 stretches out over time, it's not as much money.
Right.
Okay. You have to look at the when. And you said something super important here when it comes to like hiring a bookkeeper or hiring an assistant or hiring like the things that take up so much mental energy far beyond them, the work that they're actually doing. Like I'll even talk about myself doing my own books. Like me doing my own books takes me maybe 20 minutes a month. Like it's a nothing burger. But for a lot of people, that 20 minutes a month is actually taking like 5 hours of time just with the stress and the
exactly. It's the anxiety is what's taking the time.
Yes.
It's not doing it because they're not doing it. They're just dwelling on it.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it's true. Like, and I even think like when someone says to me, I've had to turn down a couple clients or I have a waiting list. I'm like, okay, you have a waiting list. It's time to hire. Now, who can we hire that allows you then to dig into that waiting list or dig into that pipeline that you have been saying no to, or that you've been afraid to market yourself because you have no more time? Who can we hire to clean that up and bring in more business, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you hear, and listen, I give all these scenarios because this is what I hear in my groups and in my one-on-ones, but I want to stay small. I don't want to get bigger. I don't want to manage people. I'm not good at managing people. Okay. And then I go, what's your vision for your business a year from now? By the end of 2022, where do you want to be? Do you want to be a one-woman or one-man show and maybe only have an accountant and a social media person, like, or you don't want to have anyone? Like, what is your vision of happiness for yourself? And then what is your financial goal? And we have to make adjustments to your pricing and your team and your company structure, all based on what's your vision for success for yourself, right? You don't have to get big, or do you want to get big, right? So I love people just think I can ask one question and get the answer, but this is like a puzzle.
Yeah. And it's very personalized. I mean, you got to make sure that the vision that you have for yourself isn't somebody else's vision that's been imposed upon you. Yes. I see that a lot. People trying to scale to something that they think that they're supposed to be without stopping and having that awareness of, wait a second, hold on. For me personally, is this me, or is this just what I see other people doing? And I have this feeling of falling behind and anxiety.
Well, yeah, that's looking at the neighbor all the time and seeing what they're doing. And should I be doing, right? No, you shouldn't be doing anything you don't really want to do. And sometimes it takes turning off all the noise and figuring that out. What do you want to be when you grow up? What does it look like when you're grown up? And actually make decisions for yourself and don't let other people impose on you. And then, is hiring in order to make more money something you actually want to do? Because if you do, it's totally doable. In almost every case.
And like, even if you can't figure out how to make the math work, there are ways to figure out how to make the math work, making sure you know how much and when, how much is out, how much is in and when, and mapping that out. Even if you don't do that part, hang on, I just lost my train of thought. Even if you don't do that part, there are things that you cannot plan for anyway that make hiring profitable, like things that you did not foresee, a certain talent that they bring, or a perspective of just getting over your own prejudices and your own prejudices might be the wrong word.
Control
I don't think
issues. Control
your control
issues.
issues, your own beliefs, that type of thing that you didn't foresee, because your own beliefs are really hard to see in front of you. But when you're working side by side with somebody, there's that extra energy behind your work, that there's that extra collaboration and that synergy that doesn't have the math. And it's miraculous. I mean, I see my clients hire all the time, right? Like they hire, and the things that we did not foresee, for some reason, the revenues are going up. And why are they going up? There's just a certain chemistry that comes along when you hire the good person that is going to really move your business along.
Yeah. And when you're talking, I'm thinking I have recommended certain clients hire because they tend to run low energy, but they know someone's showing up in their office every day. They have to get focused. They have to figure out what they're doing that day. They have to figure out what their employee or their staff member is doing that day. And that was the thing that made them more productive. Other people are just, I have this desire to do so much more and I just can't seem to do it. Okay, hire the right person and you'll be able to do it. Then you get the people who, well, no one's going to do it as good as me, so I can't hire. Okay, really? Because I will tell you, I'm in the position now where I'm out of time. Between one-on-one group coaching, I love what I do, but eventually I already have one sub coach. I may need more and train them to do certain things so that I could go to the next level if I choose to, or I choose to stay at the size I'm at with the income level I'm at and be happy with that, right? That's where all these decisions play into hiring in order to make more money, or is that even what you want? Right? It's just so intertwined. It all starts with, what is your goal for your business? And are you going to use the time that you gain by hiring someone effectively to make you more money? Or is that person in a role that allows them to directly affect whether you're making more money and they're paying for themselves? Right? Are they billable? Or are they doing the marketing? They nailing the marketing so well that it's bringing you business and it's making their job worthwhile. So there's all these components when you're thinking about hiring that have to be thought through. And I think that what happens is, with all the noise, us included, we're noise. You're watching us on video, we're noise. But sitting quietly with yourself and figuring out, what do I actually want? And then getting what you need in order to get there. Right? Leap of faith, baby.
Absolutely.
It's,
you know what? Even the big companies, you see it all the time. Like the complaint that you and I were talking about before this, like, what if I have to fire them?
Okay.
It happens all day, every day. This
Yes.
is part of being an entrepreneur. You have an affinity for more risk than your average Joe. You do. And part of this risk is the prospect of hiring somebody with the possibility of having to fire them later because it's not working out. But there's your out, right? Like, this isn't a permanent decision.
Exactly. It's not life or death. It's not permanent. And I know everyone takes very seriously being responsible for someone else's income, and that's terrifying at times. But you are an entrepreneur. You have to learn, if you want to grow, you have to learn how to hire. You have to learn how to fire. You have to learn how to have constructive conversations with your staff member to bring them to the level you want them to bring them to if they're not doing everything the way you want. You have to learn to have a professional, friendly relationship with someone without becoming friends, which will end up screwing you in the end if you have to fire them, right? So like, there's all these balances. This is actually what I love to do. I mean, I love growing teams, and it's one of my, I love my team, and growing my team over the years. I've grown, I don't know how many teams. I used to work in a bank and had 150 people working for me, with managers underneath me. And I just thrive in helping people grow teams, and understanding what it takes to have people make you more money by giving them the ability to do what they do best and not micromanaging them. And that's the hard part for most entrepreneurs. That first hire is like, but if I did it, I would have done it in an hour and it took them 2. Okay.
Yep.
So let's work with them a little bit. Maybe we can turn that into an hour or an hour and a half. Either way, it's an hour that you didn't have to do it. What did you do with that hour? Right? Did you go have a cup of coffee?
Far less valuable than your hour for the business.
Correct. Think about if every hour your employee is working, what that frees you up, more billable time for yourself, cleaning, getting your pipeline full, or getting rid of your waiting list that will bring you more money. All these things come into play. So hiring in order to make you money is absolutely possible. If you are struggling with that, this is one of the topics we go over when I have my group coaching program. We have a new one starting in January, Profit Insiders for Interior Designers. Go to my website, top of the banner, just to fill out the application. There's no obligation, and that'll get you to my calendar for a quick chat to see if it's the right fit for you. I actually am very frustrated. I'll be doing a video for my email list because I'm sick of people complaining and not taking action. I'm a little cranky today. Right? Like, honestly, like,
it's easier to complain than to do the scary thing, Nancy.
No, but when I say your 2022 could be completely different than you think it could be, and people just want to, why isn't the client hiring me? What am I doing wrong? Why don't I don't know my numbers. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I should hire. Okay, there's actually answers. There's actually answers. And there's a support system to get you to where you want to go that will completely change the way your business is by 2022. And I will promise you, there will be only complaining in the beginning, and then that will be switched to, how can I do this? How can I get to the next level? And that optimism and that feeling of excitement that you get when your business starts to pivot, oh my God, it gives me goosebumps. Like literally every time someone's like, oh my God, it worked. Oh my God, I just closed that deal. Or that, like, I get a high from it. So I'm on a mission, right? 2022, I want to touch even more service providers, interior designers, coaches, and consultants than I've ever served before, because I know what can happen when they invest in themselves. It just makes me nuts. So sorry, got on my soapbox. But anyway, hiring in order to make you money. It's possible.
Yep.
You can do it. Go back to the beginning if you're coming on late, and listen. If you're watching on replay, just put hashtag replay so we know. And if you have any questions for Megan or I, please reach out to us. You can put it in the comments, or you can reach out to us on Facebook, right? Tell everyone how to find you, Megan.
MeganDahle.com. Same place, same
And what's
time.
your latest offer? What's your latest and greatest thing that you feel makes the hugest impact for people?
So I just actually hired this out, ding, 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 because I wasn't getting it done. So what's coming out is the Vivid Cash Calendar, and it's yes, all the little pieces are coming together, and it is going to be great. It's going to be something where you can go and just, you can see if you have the cash to hire, like, what's my cash balance going to be? I mean, it's going to be sleek and easy, and it's the best tool for all of my clients. I've been using it for years. I never had the right name for it, maybe, but it's the biggest impact tool that I've been using on businesses of all sizes. So
love it. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. Yeah. Okay. All right, everyone, go have a great Tuesday. If you need either one of us, just comment below and tag us, and we will see you next week. Thanks, Megan.
Bye, Nancy.
Bye, everyone.